the Book of Shadows. Elena Carter wiped the sweat from her brow as she examined the intricate carvings on the ancient stone wall. Her expedition team had been searching the remote monastery for weeks, driven by rumors of hidden secrets buried deep within its foundations. Today, their persistence had paid off. "Over here!" Elena called to her team. Mark, her skeptical assistant, and Jenny, an enthusiastic graduate student, hurried over. Together, they pushed aside the debris, revealing a secret chamber. The chamber they entered was small and dimly lit, with an air of ancient secrecy. In the center, on a stone pedestal, lay a manuscript bound in what appeared to be human skin. Elena's heart pounded with a mix of excitement and dread. "Is this what I think it is?" Mark asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Elena nodded, carefully lifting the manuscript. "Yes, it's the manuscript we've been searching for. Let's get it back to the university." Elena read the scripture on the stone block containing the Book of Shadows, and ignored the warnings written on the stone block, and chanted the script to open the stone block, and took out the manuscript. The book was made of flesh and blood, whether animal or human is indistinguishable, and pages were filled with cryptic symbols and detailed illustrations of dark rituals. As they began to study it, strange occurrences started happening. Objects moved on their own, cold drafts swept through the room, and the university's cat went missing. The first real incident occurred when Professor Thompson, who had initially handled the manuscript, was found in his office with severe, inexplicable injuries. He was muttering about the shadows and couldn't explain what had happened. Despite the growing unease, Elena delved deeper into the manuscript. She uncovered references to an ancient shadow demon known as Azrael. The more she translated, the more violent and unexplainable the phenomena became. Mark had terrifying nightmares. Jenny heard whispers in the dark, and Richard experienced visions of fire and destruction. One night, as Elena worked late in the lab, she encountered a shadowy figure. It seemed to move with a life of its own, and when she approached, it vanished, leaving her shaken. She realized then that the manuscript was not just a historical artifact, but a conduit for Azrael's power. Desperate for answers, Elena contacted Dr. Victoria Blake, a historian specializing in the occult. Victoria revealed that the monastery was built to imprison Azrael, and the manuscript was the key to his release. Together, they worked to uncover a counter-ritual that could destroy the manuscript and banish Azrael. Each member of the team faced their own challenges. Mark confronted his fears in a crypt to retrieve a sacred relic. Jenny braved a haunted graveyard for an ancient artifact. And Richard deciphered ancient texts under the watchful eyes of restless spirits. With everything prepared, Elena and her team gathered in the university's old library, the manuscript's power pulsing in the air. They began the counter-ritual, chanting the incantations Victoria had deciphered. As the ritual progressed, Azrael began to manifest. Shadows came to life, attacking the team. Mark and Jenny fought off the apparitions, while Richard and Elena focused on completing the ritual. The room filled with an otherworldly light, and the air grew thick with malevolent energy. The ritual required a final personal sacrifice. Elena understood that it had to be her, as the one who unearthed the manuscript. With a deep breath, she offered herself, her voice steady despite the fear gripping her heart. As Azrael loomed closer, Elena completed the ritual, and a blinding light enveloped her. When the light faded, Azrael was gone, and the manuscript disappeared. The violent phenomena ceased, and the university returned to normal. Elena, though deeply scarred by the experience, survived. Deciding to retire from archaeology, Elena left behind a detailed account of her findings, warning of the dangers of tampering with ancient evils. Mark, Jenny, and Richard, profoundly changed by the ordeal, vowed to honor Eleanor's legacy. They established a secret society dedicated to the study of ancient forbidden texts, ensuring that such knowledge would be handled with caution, and they named it Remembrance. As Eleanor walked away from the university for the last time, she felt a sense of peace. She had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, leaving a legacy that would protect future generations from the horrors of the past. Or did she?